suggest is that when you go talk to the business, take a young person with you. I might be able to say no to you, but I can tell you I'm going to have a real tough time saying no.
Secret weapon. It works every time.
It is the best untapped resource ever. When a young person who is passionate and says, this is what I need to be more successful, it's really hard. It may be, it may be underhanded in some ways, and some people may look at it that way. I don't, because I think it's a tremendous way to, first of all, to encourage young people to be engaged and be part of the solution. But take a young person with you. They can tell the story far better than any of us as adults can tell. When a young person says, this is what's happening in my school, this is what I need, this is what we don't have, that's real. And you'll get a lot of traction with that.
I've seen schools set up corporate councils, where they'll invite representatives from the business community to come into the school. For some reason, as Kathy was implying earlier, we built moats around schools a few years ago, and just to make the public really scared, we filled them with water and alligators to keep the public out. And we've got to figure out what, and that's the great thing about service learning. I call service learning the bridge to the street. And it really is a bridge to the community. But almost every community has some kind of a chamber of commerce, has some kind of a business roundtable group of some sort. Take a student and go meet with them. Find out who the power players are in town, who the companies are in town. What are the kinds of things? Make it a student project. That I think would be the greatest thing, is to say, we want to do a map of all the businesses in our community, and that could possibly partner with us as a school, and turn it over to the kids and say, why would we want to partner with, with a company like that? Well, we went on their website, Mr. Jones or Mrs. Smith, and you can't believe the stuff they're doing around climate change. And we're studying climate change right now, and they're right in the same town as we are. They've got a whole section on their website on that. Well, maybe we ought to go see them. We ought to tell them what we're doing. Maybe when we do our demonstration project around climate change, we ought to invite them to come in and look to see what we're doing. So think, some of this is dating. I have to admit, I had a Catholic priest. I apologize for telling this story, but this is a really true story. We were working with a Catholic college in Wisconsin, and we were talking about this idea of cultivation. How do you cultivate donors? How do you cultivate friends? And the priest was sitting there and goes, well, you have to put your hand on her leg before you kiss her. And I'm like, a priest just said that. But the whole idea is you don't want to go up and just smack somebody on the lips and, and kiss them first. You've got to have some kind of a relationship with them. So I take all these cues from Catholic priests. But I think it is often true that simply writing a letter and asking for money is not maybe the first, to ask for a kiss on the first date. Is to think about it as a relationship building. How do you get them to understand, you guys are doing amazing things in your schools. Every school in this country has something going on that the community deserves to see, and yet doesn't see because of that, a real or imagined moat that's around your school. So thinking about how your students can help you build those bridges, how teachers can help you build those bridges, and how those bridges can be two-way streets where the company is coming to you and saying, hey, we're doing this cool thing, we really need some kids to come to this event. Could you provide some? Or we want to do this, we've got this new program we just got from our headquarters about this, and could we share this with your students? Think about those relationships, because these communities are so much richer than we ever thought they were, ever imagined they were, and I think we just have to put our thinking caps on. I mean, who would have ever thought that Ritz-Carlton, big hotel in our town, might care about climate change, might care about the environment? Well, I thought they were a hotel. Why would a hotel care about that? But if you dig a little bit deeper, you go on their website, all of a sudden you go, okay, I get this. This now makes some sense.
Also remember that all of your children have parents who all work in businesses as well. And the greatest secret weapon to get to me was my children. So if they came home from school enthusiastic about something, I listened far more than if I got a flyer from the school. I hate to admit that, but if my kids, if this was important to my children, it was far more important to me than if something was put in their book bag to tell me about something. So again, it's that whole, how are you engaging your young people to be your voices? I'm obviously a great supporter of youth voice. So let your young people lead. And when you do that, your parents are going to all of a sudden pay more attention, or the vast majority of them will. And they then, in turn, they have connections and they have businesses that they work with or that they're employed by that they can bring to the table as well.
Well, I think,
can I share, just because I have to share the story, because I think it was Elaine's inspirational idea, but a way of getting to our senior leadership was something that we did a couple of years ago with Boys and Girls Club, which was bringing youth into the top 5 executives with the company to find out about their career paths. And then around that we did some great programs around education on different parts of the world, etc. But it was extremely powerful to see the interaction between the kids and our executives, our president, head of finance, head of marketing, head of product and brand, talking about how they started, and they'd all started at very junior roles in our industry. But what it created was a great bridge to, I think, this future, as we fast forward to where we are now. For my ability to get these initiatives pushed through was far more impactful because they'd have that interaction this half day with these students, because it really made it real, and it really took them out of that sort of business, running a business mindset, to really understanding the needs of the kids in the local community. And I think for any of us in business, I think when those requests are made from schools to have somebody, to have kids come and talk to individuals about their career paths, it's a great way of making that personal connection and just making it real. So just something to think about as you're targeting businesses in your communities, maybe trying to get to the senior people, because that then makes it easier for other people in the organization to push these initiatives through and really give you the support that you need.
well, and that was actually perfect to what I was going to say. But really quickly, another piece of this resource that we're going to have on our website at the beginning of December highlights all the different companies out there who are doing cool things. So State Farm, Ritz-Carlton, Youth Service America, they're all on there, but you'll also learn about what GlaxoSmithKline's doing and what Johnson & Johnson is doing. So be sure to take a look at that, because it may help you, think of some creative ideas.